Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Huddle.
Where we talk about football.
And some football teams were very happy this weekend. Others were not. And most fans were not. I had a bad weekend. I had a really, really bad weekend. My friend here, Elijah, had an even worse weekend.
Yes, yeah, a lot of tears, a lot of rage, a lot of therapy, but we're working through it. You know, only a couple of times where I wake up screaming, "Stop Lamar Jackson!"
Oh my gosh, no, stop, no. Like, I'm actually going to get like a nightmare tonight. Oh, options, RPOs.
Oh
Oh.
man,
Why can't we just do halfback tosses to Cordell Patterson on 3rd and 18? Oh my goodness, why can't the Ravens? All right, anyways. Wild card week was this past round. No. Wait, sort of. I don't, whatever. Wild card week.
it's been long. It's been a long weekend.
It's been a very, very long weekend, and I'm very, very tired. But hey, 2 hour delay tomorrow, so great.
Oh really?
Yeah, for my school at least.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyways, Chargers lost to the Texans. Steelers lost to the Ravens. Bills destroyed the Broncos. Packers lost by 2 scores to the
Pack is back.
Eagles. Sunday night game, which I think was the best game of them all, was Tampa and Washington. That was actually a really, really good game. Jaden Daniels is an absolute dog. And then, of course, Monday night, the Rams, as I said, beat the Vikings. I think there was not. I think there was only one game that wasn't one score, or like wasn't 2 scores or more, and it was
Yes.
that Sunday night game. So
Yeah. Good game.
I guess the better teams all won this weekend, which who knows? We'll see what happens in this upcoming divisional round. But today's playbook, we got NFL news takeaways. No C, just Pack Reacts this week. We got a Steel Curtain session to wrap it up, and I'm sure there will be plenty of emotions going through that last 4 hours of our episode. So, NFL news,
Oh man.
some coach news.
A lot of Christmas.
Yeah, a lot of coach news. Patriots will hire Mike Vrabel, former linebacker.
Oh.
I honestly think this was the plan all along. I really did. I think this was the plan all along by the Patriots organization. Hire Mayo as a bridge. He was a former player, played well for them, and then obviously hire, I guess you could say, a Patriots legend in Mike Vrabel. And they're also looking to hire Josh McDaniels, my favorite coach in the NFL. Can't tell that's sarcasm. I don't know how he still has a job, and I'm sitting in my basement doing a podcast. Other news, Mike McCarthy is out as the head coach in Dallas. They cannot come to an agreement on a new contract extension, so Jerry Jones said, see ya. And he will meet with Deion Sanders, becoming the head coach of the Cowboys. So that means Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, you guys are all getting traded. And then with the first overall pick, they're going to take, of course,
Shador
I don't know
Sanders.
who loves more.
Oh yeah,
Travis.
probably Travis more than his own
I'd say
son.
probably Travis. Then we'll take Shador. And then probably, I mean, they're going to get an absolute steal of the draft at 3 overall. They're going to take Sanders.
Oh man.
So basically, the color. Actually, bro, like it fits them perfectly. Colorado thinks they're like really, really good. And don't get me wrong, like I love Deion. And I like Travis Hunter. Not a huge fan of the Sanders brothers, but they're supposed to be really, really good, and then they just, suck. So
Yeah.
fits perfectly for Dallas. Anyways, Elijah, go ahead.
Oh, the Texans wave. Deontay drops the ball, runs backwards. Johnson can't stay on a team for more than 2 weeks. Johnson,
4th team in a calendar year.
yeah. We won the trade, and Tommy Rees was promoted to the Browns' offensive coordinator. So apparently he's pretty good. So we'll see. But yeah, that's all I got right now.
Yeah. Let's get into some takeaways. Wow, I really did not read a lot of these, and yeah, okay. Justin Herbert, he ain't a playoff quarterback. I don't know. Are these takeaways or are these like overreactions?
They are takeaways because
Oh,
we've been 2 seasons. We've seen 2 seasons of Jay Herbie in the playoffs, and he sucked. He
yeah,
threw 4 interceptions, which is more than he's thrown all
yeah.
regular season.
In how many quarters that is? He threw 4 in 4
Yeah.
quarters.
So
Whole season.
I think it's easy to say that maybe he is not fit for playoff quarterback, which is, you know,
Once
kinda-
again, everybody would have loved to see the Bengals over. I feel like any of the bottom 3 teams in the AFC
yeah.
probably would have put up.
Well, not anybody. I actually would not have liked to see the Bengals, but
That's
yeah,
just me.
you would have because you're a Bengals fan.
No, I'm a fan of the players. Some of the players on the team. So
Yeah. Speaking of that division, Steelers, right back
same
to
old,
where
same
they
old.
were every single year for the past 5-6 years.
Yeah, we're gonna keep our thoughts.
Yeah, we'll
short
save those.
here. We'll save those.
Commanders are the real deal.
Yeah,
Jaden Daniels
absolutely
proved
they
it.
are. Jaden Daniels. I'd argue he's up there. I don't care if the stats show it. I would argue he's been more effective than C.J. Stroud was last year. And I know that's a really, really hot take.
I don't know about that.
But I'm watching his gameplay, and Daniels is ridiculous. He's really
He is, yeah, and one of the things that I worry about is just him getting injured because the hits that he takes.
really good hits, bro.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. But I do believe he is a really good player.
He's a fighter there. He just gets back up and.
Yeah, and I believe that you and I had both said that he's probably going to be the best QB in the draft this year. I'm pretty sure we both said that
we
at the
said
start.
he was better than Caleb. Absolutely, we knew it.
Yeah, and maybe it's because
I still would glaze him because he went to LSU, but
yeah, and maybe it's because he got put in a good situation with Terry McLaurin and not the Bears. But even still, I think Caleb Williams was in a good situation with all the receivers.
But hey, Olumide Zacchaeus was doing more by Keenan Allen by the end.
Yeah, it's true.
And De'Ami Brown was doing more than a Dunzy. So
yeah. On the other side, with another rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. Maybe he isn't perfect yet.
Yeah. They made the playoffs a year too early.
Yeah.
I think here's the hard part though with a team like this. You sneak into the 7th seed with a rookie quarterback. And a coach that knows what he's doing, right? And you have most of the parts that you need built around you. But you sacrifice a high draft pick to fill in a few more roster spots that you need to become like an actual contender. And so what would you rather have, you know? And I know it's not going to affect them a whole lot. That draft spot is probably only 3 spots. So, but I think they were maybe just a year too early. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have made playoffs. I think they're a really good team. And they have a bright future ahead of them. But you could have easily said, nah, they're not good enough necessarily for the playoffs. And
I just think maybe they weren't good enough to play the Bills in the playoffs. If they played the Texans,
I don't know if any team is.
No, yeah, you're right.
Sunday, but
yeah, if they played the Texans, I take the Broncos over the Texans any day.
I don't know, man. Texans defense was playing with heart.
Yeah, but also they smell like fart in the regular season, so I'm just saying you better. I don't expect them to make much more of a push in the playoffs. So, but we'll get to that later. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry looked quite unstoppable against these Pittsburgh
I mean, that's
Steelers.
what you get when you put a top 3 quarterback with debatably the best running back of the last decade. Like,
yeah.
That's what happened.
And when you say a top quarterback, you mean a top running quarterback because, I mean, sure, he's a good quarterback, but I'm not putting him at the top yet. So
no, we're going to hate on Lamar. I mean, come on, we're Steeler fans. Why wouldn't we? But
you're telling me that out of all the quarterbacks in the league, he is the first guy you're picking as your franchise
No,
quarterback.
absolutely not.
Exactly. That's why I'm
Well,
not putting him at the top.
see, teams would, and we can get into, well, does he fit your scheme and your, the team surrounding? No, listen, if Lamar, I know there are some people that would choose Lamar first because he changes the game. But if I'm
Sure.
looking for like an actual quarterback, I'm taking Burrow, Allen.
Yeah, I think
Burrow.
Burrow changes the game more than Lamar Jackson does. He makes the same exact throws, if not better. And sure, he's not as quick as
Couldn't
Lamar,
do it with
but
his
he's
feet,
still,
bro. Listen,
yeah.
you don't need to.
And he
But
does still do it sometimes. So
yeah, he
that's the
will.
thing.
Baker
He
Mayfield
doesn't
said it.
have to do it.
He'll
Yeah, that's
truck
true.
Bobby Wagner. Nobody trucks Bobby Wagner in the open field.
True. Yeah, you're sliding if you see Bobby Wagner coming.
Absolutely.
Coming
Madden users know. Madden like 20 and 21, bro. If Bobby Wagner touched you, it was a fumble.
That's true.
Insane.
Yeah.
Run game and defense has carried the Eagles.
Jalen Hurts was like buns against the Packers, and the Packers' secondary.
He's not that great of a quarterback. He's really not.
Now, the stats, 2 touchdowns, 131 passing yards. They look nice. But
for a playoff team, like, man, 131?
I'm pretty sure he didn't hit 100 by the half, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken. But I'm pretty sure he was under 100 before halftime. So, yeah, I just didn't think he was doing all that great. I mean, a nice pass to Jahad Dotson after the fumble recovery, but
first thing he's done all year.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas Goedert really got all the yards because he was just run after catch. It wasn't really like a nice throw to.
And like, I don't think Hurts is like bad.
No,
but like, I'd rather put him mid tier. Like, I wouldn't say he's a C tier quarterback, but he's not A.
Yeah, and AJ Brown didn't even get involved in the game. One catch.
Bro
for
was
10
reading
yards.
a book on the sideline.
So,
and Sirianni wasn't really like, didn't love it.
And to be fair, they don't need to pass the ball when you've got Saquon Barkley.
No, right.
And I even think Kenneth Gainwell is a good backup running back, which is crazy. But he doesn't get the ball that much. But when he does, he's making a.
And I think that's the one thing that's going to stop the Eagles from making a deep push. It's a loudmouth coach, and it's not a lot of unity on the team. You can just tell there's some tension. And just guys kind of do what they want. And listen, that's what happens when you throw a bunch of superstars on a team. Sometimes it works, but you really got to make it work, you know? Mm-hmm. That's how dynasties are built. This Eagles team, if you didn't already know, it's not a dynasty. Like, they got good players, but it doesn't mean anything if you guys can't work together as a team. And I think that's going to be the one thing that's stopping them.
Yeah. But they do have probably the best, maybe behind the Lions, offensive line in the league. So, I mean, I feel like if you put Josh Jacobs on that team, he's still getting 2,000 yards just like Saquon.
Right.
Not to take anything away from Saquon, but
no, absolutely not. Bro's a beast, but
yeah. All right. What's our last thing? Vikings. This one's kind of like a question. Are they frauds? Can they handle the playoffs? Because
I think Kevin O'Connell's a good coach.
Yeah, for sure.
I think their run game is bad.
Yeah.
No hate on Aaron Jones. I just don't think it's great.
Well, it's in that game it was. I mean, I feel like there's been games where he's been really good. But yeah, you're right. Overall, I don't think the run game
I feel like it took until the end of it, like past that midway point to actually get it. And listen, whenever you got option 1, Jay Jettas, option 2, Jordan Addison, and option 3, Hawkinson, I mean, why would you run the ball a lot?
That's true. Yeah. But I don't know if Sam Darnold was ready.
No, and I think Sam Darnold went from a potential 3-year decent deal quarterback to probably I don't know, 2-year, $25 to $30 million deal in the offseason.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean,
I think he's gonna have to fight. And listen, we all know JJ McCarthy's probably not gonna be like the savior of the Vikings. Like,
no. if they want to get their run game started, for sure, he's really good at handing off the ball. But I don't know if passing would be his style. And also the Rams defense is really good, really young and really good. So, but that's also another thing. If you're Sam Darnold and you're a playoff team, these are the playoff teams that you're going to play. You know, if you can't handle a good defense, then you're not fit for the playoffs. So,
No,
um,
absolutely. And I don't think that, like, the offensive line didn't do him any help, but he held on to the ball way too long.
yeah, 9 times he was sacked.
And, like, eventually you just have to say, like, screw it. Jettis is up there somewhere, you know?
Yeah, really.
And either
That's a good
it's
point.
an arm punt, it's on a third down, it's an incompletion, or he comes down with it. Like,
Hmm. Yeah, you're right, and that's really what killed him was the sacks. So,
yeah, just holding on to the ball
um,
just a little bit too long.
mhm.
And the defense, I don't know. I think Matthew Stafford just found a really good way. Sean McVay looked prepared. He came in
Mhm.
with his game plan built. He wasn't going to change away from it. He stayed composed. I just think that, I don't know, man. We could potentially see the Rams in the NFC Championship. I
Yeah,
see.
I would not be surprised. Their defensive coordinator, he's got some NFL royalty in him, Chris Shula.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was doing. He's got a really one of the youngest, if not maybe the youngest, defense in the league, and they look like one of the best ones. And then of course Sean McVay, playoff experience, knew what to do, knew what he was doing, and
And when you got a
you're right.
group of guys that's led by someone like Matt Stafford, and you really got nothing to lose,
Yeah,
you play
this
your
is
heart out.
for sure. Yeah, so the Rams really the past couple of years have just been like they went all out to get their Super Bowl and then they're just kind of a rebuild mode, but they haven't been
No, but they've been in
rebuild.
the mix, and
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
that reflects really, really good leadership by
Hmm.
your owner, your GM, and your coach.
Yeah,
Like I was gonna bring that point up too. They won the Super Bowl just a few years ago.
yeah.
What was it, 2021?
20 oh
Yeah.
yeah, 2021 I believe.
Which, jeez, man,
Wow.
wow. I mean, I
Holy crap.
remember watching that game and having to eat raw cauliflower after it.
Yeah, you did.
You were there, yeah.
I was there, yeah.
I, yeah, I mean, it shows really, really good ownership, really good leadership that
Yeah.
you can
Especially
that hey, we're not going to have a lot of draft picks because we traded all of them away,
right.
but they found a way to make it work. They didn't just say, he looks nice. And I'm not saying other GMs just be like, well, maybe the Giants, but I,
Yeah.
I've just been really impressed with the Rams, and I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm a Seahawks fan, but I have to give them respect. Like
Yeah.
that's how
And
good.
okay, and as you were saying, like they're doing good late round picks. Puka Nakua, late round pick. Kyron Williams, Kobe Turner. He may have been a second
Kobe
round pick,
Turner, yeah,
but anyway, they lost Aaron Donald, which kind of seemed like it was going to be a big hit. But I mean, even though it was, they still obviously have one of the best defenses, and they proved it this game. So yeah,
yeah,
um,
for sure.
go Rams.
And then last point on that one, sticking on the Rams. If the Rams were to make the Super Bowl this season, I would say they win the trade. If they win the Super Bowl, they absolutely win the trade.
You don't think they've already won it though, or it's been
No,
a
because
tie?
if the
You wouldn't
Lions,
give a tie?
I feel like if the Lions win the Super Bowl this year, it hasn't even been 5 years yet. Which in the span of the NFL, I feel like that's a decent gauge for a
Yeah.
trade of that magnitude
Hmm.
for the position that the Lions were in. I think if the Lions win the Super Bowl, they win the trade.
Really, I just think that
They got the
the
better
Rams.
dude. They got look at the I feel like everybody knows what they got out of that, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember. They got Jameer Gibbs. I think they got Aiden
I mean, they
Hutchinson.
got a lot for sure, but the Rams got Matthew Stafford to win a Super Bowl, and they did that the next year. So I feel like that
But the
they
Lions weren't looking
won.
for a Super Bowl the next year. They were looking for rebuild.
Yeah,
I think
but
they
it
got
took
JMO
them.
too. They got Laporta.
I just think it's fair to say that it was tied, if anything, if not the Rams winning. I think it leans a little bit more towards
Right
the
now,
Rams.
the Rams are winning. I think if Detroit
Yeah,
wins the Super Bowl, they win it all. They won that trade.
but even you wouldn't give the Rams a chance at all, even though they've won a Super Bowl
No,
and have still been good.
I'm not even like that. That's what I'm saying. It's just the state of the teams right now from where they were 5 years ago. The Rams got their victory, and they've stayed steady to an extent. They've gone down a little bit, but I mean, look at the Lions, man. It's just been a straight. skyrocket up. And if they win
Yeah.
a Super Bowl this year, I feel like they would have to win a trade. Maybe if they win the Super Bowl, we would see who won the trade the year after that. But at that point, you're looking at some of the closing seasons of Jared Goff and Matt Stafford.
Yeah, the only reason why I argue that is because I feel like the Rams did what they wanted to do when they traded. So that's the only reason. And I think even if the Lions win the Super Bowl, if the Lions win the next 2 or 3 Super Bowls with Jared Goff,
yes, they won the trade.
Then I say they won the trade. But if they win it this year, I'm just going to say that it's a tie because they both did what they wanted to do, which is win a Super Bowl.
And maybe the most even trade of all time.
Yeah. All right. No.
We're not singing, and I want to open this up.
Hold on. Did you skip my? You skip my part?
What?
Skip my Packers.
Oh, yeah. I skipped your Packers. I thought we were going. Okay, here we go. Go ahead. Packer. Yeah.
We lost. J Love looked kind of like Brett Favre again. 3 picks. Josh Jacobs. He should have had he had 18 carries. I feel like he probably should have had 38 carries. But yeah, all our receivers got hurt. Our whole team just basically got hurt. And terrible way to end it. Tom Grossi's last Packer game coverage in his house now. He's finally moving to Wisconsin, so good to see that. But,
where does he live?
He lives in New York.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, go Paco. We'll see you next year.
Nice. Really nice.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. I didn't mean like here we go. I meant like,
here we go.
No, I'm not saying.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh is going to go 10-7 and losing the wild card round next year.
That is true.
Elijah, I would assume you know the definition to this word.
Maybe not.
Tell me what the definition to insanity is.
It's when you do something over and over and expect the same result.
Okay, say it again. What's insanity?
When you do something over and over and expect the same result.
What's insanity?
No, you expect a new result. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so what's insanity?
You get the same. So it's basically whenever you're the Steelers and you...
No. Just say the definition.
Again?
Yeah, say the definition again.
All right. It's whenever you do something over and over again and you just get the same result.
You expect different results. One more time. Yeah. Tell me what insanity is.
All right. Whenever you do something over and over again and expecting new result.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what the Steelers organization is. They're insane. It's insanity.
I see what you just did. We were doing the same thing over
and over. And you think me telling Elijah to say the definition to insanity is insane? Well, that's what it is. It's the same thing over and over and over each season. And we're expecting a different result. And we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it until we get aggressive, make some changes.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's insane.
It is insane. So let's talk about what was good.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, because I don't want to get down that road. Nah.
Let's not. What was good? Not much, if anything. I just put no one on the thing because I don't have anything that was good.
I
George Pickens, maybe? I don't know.
It's okay.
87 yards, touchdown. Landon Roberts got a lot of tackles. Yeah, that's about it.
You're going to hate me for this. You're really going to hate me for this.
I already know what you're going to say.
Russ didn't play bad.
Oh, my gosh.
He got us back in the game, dude. You know he did. You know he did.
No, I don't know he did.
He might have sold at the end, throwing it to a 5'9" receiver in triple coverage in the end zone when Pickens was kind of wide open. But he played a decent game.
Let's talk about that real quick. Why are you throwing it to Calvin Austin?
I think he thought he had it. I don't know.
To Calvin Austin, though? If there's anybody you're throwing... If there's more than 2 people near him...
I love you, bro, but like...
He's 5'9". He's not jumping over.
That's what was interesting to me is because, like, I feel like teams know it's going to Pickens. And they had one guy on zone coverage on him.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know. I think if anything, if that's a play calling thing, then fire Arthur Smith, but also find something short to get to the first down. You don't have to chuck it. I mean, you do have to chuck it to score, but I mean, that's just that's the last person I'm looking to if there are more than one person even close to him.
Right.
George Pickens, I'm happy that you throw that there because there is. I mean, we always talk about there's like a 70-30 when it's one-on-one. I would give him a 50-50 if there was three people. So, um, I cannot get behind Russell Wilson. They even talk about it in just him not getting his feet set. And you might say, well, that's the O line, and you're right. It is the O line's fault too. But that's why I've been saying we need to put Justin Fields in the game because he knows how to handle himself behind that O line because he knows how to scramble. Russ can't scramble. When he scrambled, he literally just gave up and took a sack. So I just
Here's
thought
my
that.
thing. I
Go ahead,
want
yeah.
them to re-sign both of them. I want Fields to win the starting job.
But real quick, how much of that is just biased towards your love of Russell Wilson, though? All of
I think
it?
listen, Tomlin was up for Coach of the Year that Commanders week. Russell Wilson up for Comeback Player of the Year. That Commanders week. People saying, "Wow, Russ is back." Like, huh? I think, and we've had the same argument. I personally do not think that Fields is changing the score or those four losses at the end of our season all W's. I don't think he's doing it. And I think the Steeler fans praise Fields too much and they don't give enough credit to Russ.
I just think that you're completely wrong. I feel like Fields gives us much more of a chance because, like I said, that O line is not that great, and Fields knew how to how to handle himself behind that because one, I mean, he played for the Bears for what 2 or 3 years, and so that's all he knew, and two, he knows how to run around and find time. Rust is old. Not that he doesn't know how to. He's just old and he can't do that anymore. And there's been a lot of times where I'm just like, Russ, what the heck was that? And I mean, I just think that Fields just would have given us a better chance to win in any of those games. So, and if we had a playbook that was built around Fields, it probably would have made him slightly better too. But
Yeah, as I said, I think we re-signed both of them. And I do. I think Fields needed a year to sit.
yeah, I agree with you with that too.
Look at it. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Aaron Rodgers,
Jordan
Steve
Love,
Young, Jordan Love.
Sam Darnold. Nah, he started right away. Never mind. Does that count? Yeah, we'll say Sam Darnold. He sat
These
behind
guys.
Brock Purdy.
Did I say Mahomes? I don't know if I
You
did or
did.
not.
You did. That was the first one.
Okay, gotcha. They all sat.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Mitch Trubisky.
Shut up. they all sat. And you throw Fields with a talent. I mean, don't get me wrong. Fields was a beast in college, man. I mean, I would say he was probably one of the highest prospects ever at quarterback coming out of college. The way he was playing with Ohio State. Should have won the national championship. That's a different
And
story.
if he wasn't in the same year as Trevor Lawrence, he would have been the first overall pick.
I would somewhat agree with that. To an extent. Fields is a stellar athlete. He got put in a really bad position, in a really bad city, on a really bad team. I mean, as simple as that. He didn't have anybody to learn from.
No.
Nobody. And then he comes to Pittsburgh, plays okay. He played okay to the start of his career as a Steeler.
But he did go 4-2
against a cupcake Mickey Mouse schedule.
Okay, but here's the thing: the Cowboys weren't a bad team at that point. That's the
There was
same.
no Micah Parsons or Diggs or Bland that game.
But there was a quarterback, Dak Prescott, and there was CeeDee Lamb. So it wasn't all that bad.
I don't even think CD played that game.
He did, yeah, he did, 100% because Dante Jackson got a pick on him.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
but it's not like the Cowboys were that bad, and I'm pretty sure they had I think they were 1-2 at the time, but or whenever I don't even remember what.
I think it was week 5 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'm pretty sure they weren't that amazing, but they weren't like the record wasn't that amazing. But anyway, my point is, it wasn't like the Cowboys were the worst team in the league that we lost.
No, but it's a winnable game.
Sure, but I mean the Ravens was a winnable game. We didn't win that one. So the Browns was a winnable game. We did not win
That's
that
what
one.
I'm
That was
saying. If
even
we
worse
win
than the
that Browns
Cowboys.
game and at
And
least
whose
beat the
fault was that?
Cowboys, that is a 10-game win streak or a 9-game win streak.
Yeah, and who did nothing in that game?
In the
Russell
what?
Wilson.
In what game?
The Browns game.
Oh my gosh, that was
Exactly.
not. He played a decent game that night.
Are you serious?
You want to talk about what he did the week after that, or no?
Sure. You want to talk about what
Russell
Fields
Wilson
did?
in the snow went 21 of 28,
What
270
did
and a
Fields do
touchdown,
after?
and a really good throw to Calvin Austin in the end zone.
What did Fields do after? He played the Raiders, and then we crushed them. What did Fields do during the Colts game? He carried his team on his back in the
Fumbled
fourth
in the
quarter.
red zone. It's the same thing Russ did against the Raiders.
Yeah, shut it. So that's not even a.
So that's what I'm saying, man. Like,
I'm still behind Fields, and there's nothing you can do that would make me. The only thing that Russ gave us was a deep ball, and sure, we needed that because we've got George Pickens. But
so if
Fields gives us everything else.
Can show me next year that he can throw a deep ball, put him in. And apparently the Bob Pompiani, he said that Tomlin is set or he's impressed enough to make Fields the starter for 2025.
Yeah, and he should.
And I'm not arguing that he shouldn't. I think we should keep both of them and let them play out. Fight for it. As it should have been earlier on in the season. Russ got hurt. Russ came in. Russ played better football until we got the harder schedule.
I don't know if it's better football, but he did. He played the Jets and the Giants the next two games. And then every other game was close, and he lost to the Browns. And then the Bengals game was close for sure, and he put up a ton of yards, but that's also against the Bengals' terrible defense. And
but our defense let up 38 points.
Yeah, it's true. But in terms of
defense that let broken knee Nick Chubb score against us the week after that.
Yeah. But, lost to the Eagles, lost to the Ravens, lost to the Chiefs, lost to the Bengals. Bengals game.
And that's the crazy thing. That's the absolute crazy thing. You mix up our schedule. Keep the same teams mix up the schedule. Sure. It doesn't look that bad.
But that can't be all the answer because the Ravens did just fine. And they had a very similar schedule. Let's see what they had. Although I guess not
think we played
team-wise, but it's not like just...
I think including division, we played, close to 12 or 13 of the same games the Ravens did this past year.
Yeah. But, yeah, the moral is that it's the same thing every year. We lose. We just start playing crap at the end of the year, and it's been the same thing. We went 11-0 and then just kept losing. Won one more game after that to the Colts, and the Browns. No, we lost to the Browns, and then we went to the playoffs and lost to the Browns. So, and then of course we made it with Kenny Pickett and company and Mason Rudolph, and just got blown by the Bills. So
let's talk about Mike Tomlin though.
Sure.
He obviously is returning for next season. They have no plans to fire him or trade him. Tomlin said, save your time to teams that were looking for even an option to trade. So expect to see Mike Tomlin on the sidelines, which I'm not mad at. I really ain't. I'm not. I like Tomlin. I think he gets way too much media credit for his winning records. I think he doesn't get enough.
It's so impressive, though. There are not many coaches that...
No,
there are not any coaches.
It's really impressive. It's really unimpressive losing 7 straight playoff games with the teams that he's had.
That is true.
Nobody's losing with Ben, AB, and Bell. It doesn't happen. You're not down 21-0 to the Jags. You're not down 28-0 in the first half to the Browns at home after going 11-0. And I think that's what divides the fan base so much.
Yeah, it really.
I think if we got rid of Tomlin, we would have the first losing season.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure
And
that would be the
is that
goal
bad?
too.
Draft a high quarterback if we don't keep either of
Yeah.
these guys? Sure. I mean, why not? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think if we did get rid of Talbot, the goal would be to have a losing season so we can get a uh, higher draft pick.
But that's not what we want. If we can stay in the mix, we've been in the mix. And that's where it is too. We're a good team, we're not a great team. Like we can't
Yeah.
beat good teams. We just can't. We have good players. We have some really great players. We really do. And
Hmm.
then we got some really crappy players. And I think we're just too I don't know.
Where
I would
my
say the
issues
Steelers
are,
have not carried the Steeler name these past 4 seasons. Ever
sure,
since Ben
yeah,
retired, it hasn't been the Steelers. If you
no,
get what I'm saying.
yeah, and I think one issue is just defensive calling, and I don't know if Tomlin has all the power in the defensive calling, which a lot of people will say that he does, but I don't know. Um, I just don't think that Terrell Austin did a good job, and
He needs fired.
we have the
He needs
highest paid
fired.
defense, and we're buns a lot of the time. And I don't think that Tomlin should be doing hiring by have less say in hiring, I should say.
Yeah.
I just feel like that he has done a poor job for the last couple of years. And
I talk
obviously,
about football so much with so many people everywhere. I
mhm.
don't remember if I said this last week on the show, but we should have just kept Brian Flores. Like
Yeah,
at
you
that
have.
point, you have a
Honestly.
guy of that caliber. Sorry, Austin, you're gone. Like I don't care. I know it. NFL's a dirty business, man. It's business. Like
It
if
is.
there's a guy that's more equipped for your job, he's taking it. And
Hmm.
we should have kept him. Absolutely should have kept him
Yeah,
because you see what he's doing in Minnesota. He didn't do bad, and he's probably up for a head coach job this year.
for sure. Yeah, we definitely need to look for somebody. I'm honestly surprised. I'm more disappointed that the news of him getting fired has not been said yet. If
I don't
he
think it will
I don't
until
think he will get
deep in
fired,
the
to be honest.
offseason.
I have a feeling he won't get fired until mid-season next year, like a Matt
Probably.
Canada type thing, which is terrible. But um, I don't know. Just we got to work on that. Let's talk about real quick what we want to do for the Steelers off season. Like, what are we looking for? Who are we looking to sign? Who are we looking to re-sign? Who do we need to cut? And I know we can talk about this later, but I just want to, before anything else happens, even talk about coaching. Who you want to hire as a coach? Who you want to fire as a coach?
Yeah, I would love Aaron Glenn, but
Aaron Glenn, yeah,
I think he's going to probably get a head coaching job. There's not one. Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn are not leaving a coordinator position to become another coordinator. I mean, the Lions are too
I
good
don't
right
think
now.
so. No.
So if somehow Tomlin's not on our team next year, I would say Aaron Glenn would be great. Would love him.
Yeah.
Um, but probably not going to happen. Um,
Start off with some coaching, like in terms of firing, hiring, and then we'll talk about some players and stuff.
Danny Smith's going to be on the sidelines till he dies. It's going to happen. You got to keep him.
He's never gonna die.
Arthur Smith, man, give him another year. Give him half a year. If it sucks, get rid of him. Like,
Yeah, I didn't think he was all that bad.
no, but
Realistic,
why does it take us to be down 21 points for us to actually start moving the ball downfield?
it's true.
It's like we have the system. Run, play action, pass on third down. Like, no, bro.
Yeah, and I
No.
was talking to my dad about this. He was saying it's tough for any team to do anything when your O line is so buns, and he has a point. I mean, our O line,
It's not
Dan
good,
Moore,
man. Our tackles are
yeah,
bad.
yeah, our
Tackles are
tackles
bad.
have been terrible, and I didn't think Isaac Kamalu did an amazing job. He was
Came
hurt.
back from injury, but no.
Yeah, I didn't think he was all that amazing. I mean, I always forget his name. McCormick is a rookie. He did pretty well for a rookie, but obviously still a rookie. He's young. Zach Frazier, same thing. He did awesome, but still a rookie. So they got time to improve. But just fix the O line. Honestly, I would say fire our O line coach, whoever the heck he is. He does not deserve a job ever again. If
Do you
that's
see
what,
the one play? Oh man, I don't remember what it was. I think it was a run. No, I don't remember what it was. But our line was clueless. Line was absolutely clueless.
I
Broderick
believe it.
Jones pulled to the left.
Oh, they
multiple
ran
to the
into
right,
each other. Two guys pulled to the. Oh,
and
yes.
they got caught in the middle. There was no hold.
Yeah.
I think it was a run. I think it was a Warren run.
Yeah, it was probably a run, yeah.
There was nothing. And like from our viewpoint, it just looks like the play got blown up. But
But it was just.
usually when a run gets blown up, unless it is a blitz where there is an extra guy on the defensive line that has just got through the line untouched or makes a really good defensive play, it is usually a poor job by the offensive line. That's how it
Mhm.
happens.
So, real quick, like I said, firing the O line coach, fire Terrell Austin. I'd keep Arthur Smith, like you said, for a year or whatever, just to see what happens. I don't have any ideas for defensive coordinator who to hire, so I'm not going to say any. But I would start with players. I would definitely hire. I'm not hire. Sign either an old offensive tackle to sit behind Broderick whenever he sucks. Not really to sit behind, but like if Broderick sucks, we can put him in, and he'll probably do just as much.
Welcome
Or
back, David the Castro.
yeah, right. Or draft a late round, third to fourth round left tackle as an option too. No, it doesn't need to be better than Broderick, but he just needs to give him competition
Yep.
again.
Yes. He needs the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be my
Um,
first part.
yeah, I would say off-season wise, you need it. You need a wide receiver. Um, I won't be mad if we re-sign Mike Williams because he didn't play bad. Caught the ball majority of the time. I would say 99% of the time it was thrown to him. Did his job, but we didn't target him enough. We
It's
did
true.
not. He was a trade option to boost our passing game. And even when Pickens was out, we did not pass to him enough. And part of that is not on Russ. Part of that is play
Oh,
calling.
here we go. Oh
You
man,
have to agree with me, though. Part of
I'm
that's on play calling.
sure. I mean, if that's
Good
what you
play
want.
callers find ways to get their best players the ball. I'm not saying he's their best player, but at the time, he's the best receiver on the field for us.
Yeah.
Or our number one.
Would you rather us sign him though, or try to get T Higgins, upgrade rather than stay
Um,
mid?
you're asking me for a still young, still yet to get into his prime, or washed Mike Williams.
That's what I'm saying. Why would
I
you?
would,
Why
I,
would
I
you even
would
want?
probably take T. Higgins.
But
Probably.
that's what that's kind of like my point. Why would you even want to waste money or with
Because
Mike
we're not
Williams?
going to go after him. We won't.
But
And I
what if we?
swear to you, bro, if we pass up on Agbuka in the first round, if we pass up on Tej Johnson in the first round, if we pass up on Lord willing, Kyron Lacey in the first
Oh
round,
no! Please no. If we pass up on Garrett Green in the 7th round, oh man, that would be. You're right. Um, but
well, like we need to be an aggressive team.
yeah,
Once again,
we do.
good teams do not sit back and watch everybody else take the lead.
But I feel like would you say that last year we did a good job with that? It's just not so much receivers because we
I
had
was really
traded.
happy with what Omar did over the offseason. Got
Yeah,
Kenny
and
off the team, cut
sure,
Trubisky.
got rid of Johnson, and I think the reason why we had our wide receiver issues because we were thinking we were going to get Brandon Ayuk. So I just think it didn't work out, and that's why we had our issues at wide receiver.
But that's why we should have made a trade. Or I'm sure there's some other guy on the way. I mean, what's his name? Bro, pick up Michael Thomas.
I don't know. I don't know if that's much better than
I don't
Mike
know
Will.
if it is either, but it could be. Julio Jones
Sure,
is still
you're
out there
good point.
somewhere.
Good point.
Like,
Good point.
Terrell Owens has won a comeback.
hmm And I also think that we had thought that Roman Wilson would be around, which
Yeah,
he-
I'm convinced we made him a human sacrifice for winning season.
yeah,
Convinced. No. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Roman Wilson. I don't really know.
yeah,
There just needs to be an aggressive move over the offseason. There has to be.
yeah. So we'll obviously talk more about off-season stuff, hopefully before any signings and stuff happen. But we are at 47 minutes, so I say we
Time to
end
wrap
that
it
one
up.
there. Yeah.
Just real quick, divisional round this week, Saturday, 4:30, Houston Texans at Arrowhead against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Who you got winning? Who you got?
I think give me Chiefs. I
All
think
right, I'll
it's
take Chiefs too.
inevitable at this point.
Yeah,
Then Saturday at 8, Washington Commanders versus Detroit Lions.
it's a tough one.
Washington Commanders are the 9.5-point underdogs in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say
I'm gonna
Lions.
say Lions. Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
I really want the Washington. I really want Washington, but I really want Lions.
I don't really.
I want Washington, but I think it's gonna be Lions. And then Rams Eagles at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Give me Rams.
I was just gonna say, call
They're
me
hot.
crazy, give me Rams.
Give me Rams. I think we're gonna see Matt Stafford, Goff. What's it called?
Mm-hmm.
Rematch.
I don't.
And
Yeah, whatever.
we're gonna see who wins that trade. That's gonna
Yeah,
be insane. Yeah, I think it'll be Rams. I think it'll be
yeah.
Rams. And then of course 6:30 Eastern time on CBS, we got Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Man, this is a hard game to call. I'm gonna go Bills.
I'm going Bills too, and I think it's actually easy. But yeah, easy win for the Bills, in my opinion.
It was funny because I think my original predictions were it was Ravens versus Niners, and the other two teams in my conference championship I think was the Chiefs and the Lions. So it could end up being, I don't know. I was maybe one game, hypothetically, away from being right.
I don't think any of my teams were made this one.
Our end of the season extravaganza predictions is so bad. Yeah, but that is it for today's episode. We got Divisional Week coming up this week. Definitely excited for this week. I think that the best teams did win this past week. And
the AFC is all the same from last year. So
yeah, AFC is, and that's the interesting thing too. NFC always got randoms, man. I feel like the NFC, there's just like anybody compete. The AFC, you're either a really, really good team or you're really, really bad.
That's because all the best quarterbacks are in the AFC. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow.
Not Geno.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyways, thank you for listening. I'm Levi Jenkins alongside here with Elijah Coer. I'm Elijah, what is this?
That is insanity.
We'll see you all next week.
I really got confused. Peace.